I ain't trying to sing, yeah. I ain't trying to sing, yeah. Pray to the Lord, Daddy, let me in. Daddy, let me in. If not,
Hello, everyone. I'm Larry Ridley, and this is the NFL on EA Sports. Anticipation is bouncing for today's game, and we've got two quarterbacks looking to make an impact. It's the Browns going up against the Seahawks. What a surprise here. There's rain in Seattle as we're off to CenturyLink Field to link up with our broadcast team of Brandon Guyton and Charles Davis.
Larry, no trip to the Northwest is really complete without a little rain, and we're going to get plenty of it here at CenturyLink Field in Seattle. Tonight, we've got a great Sunday night matchup between the Cleveland Browns and the Seattle Seahawks. They come up in an offset eye. Now a play fake here on first down. And his first pass is incomplete. Okay, Charles, who are you picking to highlight here as we show the starters for the Cleveland Browns?
I like how you said highlight because I'm going to go with Isaiah Crowell, the running back, because if you go back to his high school days, he was in the spotlight. Actually announced he's going to the University of Georgia holding up a bulldog puppy. Didn't work out there. Went to Alabama State and had a nice career. Undrafted, unheralded, but had a really nice year in 2015, so he's trying to bring the spotlight back.
And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete. The Seahawks, here's their defensive lineup.
When Bobby Wagner's career is said and done, people are going to look back and say he was an absolute steal in the NFL draft. A Pro Bowl player for any team.
On third down, he'll drop to throw. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. So they took a shot there on third down, couldn't get it. Now it's fourth. The Browns send out their punter now. He'll kick it away after a 3-and-out on the opening drive of the game.
One thing I know from experience is that when the deep ball is thrown and you're the defender, you've got to fight that little bit of panic that emerges. You've got to play the ball really well. It's a 50-50 jump ball play. And guess what? They took a shot. How are you going to win it? And in this case, they managed to get it done.
Going to give this time to the tailback. And nothing doing on his first run. Back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. Our chance to show you the offense here, Tyler Lockett. Charles, your thoughts?
Loved him coming out of Kansas State. The third Lockett that played there after his father and his uncle. An absolute true threat every time he touches the ball to take it to the house.
On 2nd down, Wilson. And the catch is made here by Tyler Lockett. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down.
That was not a completion that results in a highlight video. But at the same time, if you have those kind of completions all game long, eventually one of them might turn into a highlight.
3rd and 2. Now Wilson. And he dropped it. Now it was tipped. Altered the ball a little bit, but he dropped it. And now 4th down.
Anytime a ball's thrown in the middle of the field and it's popped up in the air, I expect someone to catch. It doesn't matter whether it's offense or defense because there's usually a great amount of bodies in that part of the field. In this case, no one came up with it.
This is fielded at the 27. It's a return of 5 following a punt of 42 yards. And the Browns will take over 1st and 10. And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. And on the first drive, 3-and-out. I know that these are professional athletes, but I would imagine sometimes you get the nerves at the beginning of a game still, don't you?
Those don't ever go away. And typically what I've heard from guys and what I remember from playing, if you don't have nerves at the start of a game, it's not going to be a great day for you. You're not really ready to play. So finding a way to harness those nerves and not let them affect you in a negative way, that's what all the guys are looking for.
So we've got a 2nd and 5.
Detroit!
They'll put 2 receivers left, 2 to the right. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. A little dump off for Crowell. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 3.
Some runs are blocked so well, you almost forget that someone has to carry the ball to gain the yardage. The leverage by the offensive line to create space up front, really well done.
Offense staying ahead of the chains here, 2nd and 3. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And he slings one that's incomplete. Rashard Matthews the intended target, and it's 3rd and short.
There's so much precision in an offense, especially when you're throwing the ball. And in an out route, plenty of it. How about the quarterback hitting his back foot, ball's out of his hands, receiver making his break, making his cut. He's got to time up perfectly. Not always easy to do.
Just let him a little too much.
Yeah, I remember back in the good old days, I was talking to a quarterback, and he said everything they did was on the count system. So when he took a snap, he counted in his head for certain routes, different time frames for each one, and he knew if the ball wasn't out of his hand at that point, he'd better eat it because the play was dead.
They go play action here on 1st down. That is caught at the 7. 20 yards on the pickup there. And the Browns are going to have a 1st and goal. Back to throw here. Well, clearly one of his advantages as a passer is his height. Sit back in the pocket, fired over the middle. That makes things tougher defensively, doesn't it?
It really does, because your goal is to move the quarterback off his initial spot when he gets his drop back completed. But when you have that type of height, he can stay in there if he's willing to take the hits and just fire over the top, which saves him time and actually completes a play a little bit quicker than it normally does for a quarterback who has to slide and find open space to throw.
They're going to look to throw into a double team, and it's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. The Seattle now ready to march onto the field. And the last drive, their first drive, 3 and out. What changes here, if anything?
I think it's making sure the guys that you trust the most with the ball, the biggest playmakers you have, that they touch it on this possession to try and get things moving.
So get it to the horses.
Without a doubt. They're the ones that typically end up in the end zone.
The linebacker, Christian Jones, there to make the stop. And the defense comes onto the field for the first time, and it is a unit that struggled a week ago.
So they're looking for a fast start, Brandon. Can they create a turnover early? Can they take the ball away?
And he'll go down in the end zone. Down goes Wilson. It's a safety. Well, we thought these two defenses, they might come to play. One has already come to play here, a safety for the opening points of the game.
Brandon, let's file this play away, because if it turns out to be a tight game, who knows? This could wind up being the difference.
And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. And they had a nice little drive going last time. Threw the interception in the red zone. Costly.
Bad enough to throw it anywhere, but that drives coaches insane when they're thinking about, hey, we've got a shot at points already. We're already in a spot where you're thinking you got 3 on the board for sure, and to come away with nothing, that's a really tough one for them to swallow.
Yeah, will they make up for it? And 15 yards there on the catch and run.
So much goes into a successful play, doesn't it? How about that play action there? Freezing the defense just enough to bring the tight end free downfield for the completion.
3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. And after the play on the ground, that brings up second down here.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense.
This is caught inside the 15. And that one results in 35 yards.
There will always be a place for methodically marching the ball downfield. But when you can pick it up in big chunks and strike like...
And Crowell lost the football. And the Seahawks have picked it up. And he will take this all the way down to the 38-yard line. So the turnover forced, and a wonderful job on a big return.
And how about the convoy that got created to help him get all the way back upfield? I mean, that's the part that people miss on. That's practice. That's worked on. It doesn't just happen in a game and everyone rallies. They discuss it prior to, and everyone knows their role when they create a turnover like that.
And he's going to be taken down right at the line. Just a 1-yard pickup on the play, and it'll be a second down.
Yeah, he only gets a few yards on 1st and 10, but he's better off doing that than throwing an incompletion or even worse, an interception.
Possible run anticipation here as the D-line sandwiches together. They'll give it to him right up the gut. And he's going to get this inside the 30. Give him 10 yards on that one, and that'll earn him a fresh set of downs.
Whenever we meet with coaches and they always talk about wanting to establish running the football, it's oftentimes with a good tight end who can control the line of scrimmage and the point of attack, and they're becoming harder to find because the colleges are giving us a whole lot of receiving tight ends, former wide receivers who can run, not necessarily block very well. In this case, though, we saw 2 tight ends on the field, both of them with the ability to block, and he ran the ball successfully behind that power set.
Alongside my broadcast partner, Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin hits the Seahawks with a football to begin quarter number 2. They've got a 2nd down and 8 to start things out. Now they'll throw it with Wilson. And he's going to be taken down here. A sack back at the 32. Frank Clark in there to bring him down for a loss of 7. Boy, he came in off the edge so quickly there.
Look out, because that's exactly what it was being shouted by the offensive lineman to his quarterback because he had no chance to block him.
On 3rd down, Procise. And he will cross the 30 down to the 29-yard line. Call it a gain of 3, and it'll bring up 4th down. So Wilson will head to the sideline, and on comes Stephen Hauschka for the field goal. From the right hash, it's a 46-yard attempt. And this one is going to just tuck into the bottom left corner as he gets it to go. And they will jump out in front here with a very unusual scoreline of 3-2. So 3 drives now for this offense, and that field goal gives them their first 3 points.
Yeah, as an offensive coordinator, if you're averaging a point a drive, you're in the wrong line of work. But in his defense, this has been a stifling defense so far. So they've got to start finding a way to unlock them as this game goes on.
They come out here in the eye. They begin with a run by Crowell. And he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
That's a good play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Held him to a gain of 2. And that changes the playbook a little bit now for the guy calling plays. 2nd and 8. Now he's got to probably think about going to the air instead of maybe staying with the ground game.
Let's see what the offense comes with here. 2nd and 8. And now a first chance for the backup here to throw. The throw to the left side, caught by Coleman. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down. So still in search of the first down after that last completion. And on the outside, they're playing press coverage. And they'll let their fullback try and push the pile. No gain there on the play, and that's going to leave them with a 4th down. And now a whistle and a timeout called by the kicking team. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 2nd quarter. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. Fielded just inside the 20. A 45-yard punt, 4 there on the return. And the offense will come back onto the field for the 1st and 10. The Seattle offense now set to come back out on the field. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
Again on 2nd and 10, it's Wilson. And he comes back with 1 complete. And they'll get 9 there as that sets him up better for 3rd down. So completion on 2nd down, that brings up 3rd. Now they'll run on the draw. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. And a loss of 3 to bring up 4th.
Brandon, and thinking along with the offensive coordinator here, I think he felt like he could pop one big because the defense has been aggressive today. Instead, they figured it out and made a nice play.
And that will hit and continue on out of bounds. Now the Browns offense, they get ready to head back onto the field. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
They'll come out throwing here on 1st down. Over the middle, the catch by Coleman. And he's able to get this across the 10 before being taken down.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and get the quarterback a really nice target.
And now we're circling here around the 2-minute warning.
This is a setup play, trying to get one last run in before the clock warning.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And that'll be incomplete. 2 minutes to play here in the 1st half. Back to CenturyLink Field after this. 3rd down here for the offense after the incomplete pass. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. And he dropped it. Now it was tipped. Altered the ball a little bit, but he dropped it. And now 4th down. The Browns send out their punter now. Standing about a yard deep in his own end zone. His first punt, 48 yards. This one looks equally as good. That's taken inside his own 40. Just a net of 34 there following a punt of 44 yards. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. On 1st down, Wilson. Looking for Lockett, and it's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And his guys are going to take over at their own 48-yard line. And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency. Move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of 1st downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. And he's brought down. They go play action here on 1st down. He's got his man on the crossing route. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. They give him 17 yards that time as that'll move the chains. And the offense moving quickly to the line. Looking to throw. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete.
It looked like they had something there, but I think that he was thinking about running with the football before he actually hauled it in, and that led to a big drop.
So incomplete on first. Let's see what second down has in store. On play action, they'll throw. Coleman has it here right side. And they'll get this one down to about the 20-yard line. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks. And now the passing game here in the second quarter starting to heat up a little bit.
Don't you feel the rhythm starting to happen, right? You see it. Now the confidence is starting to rise. I think now as a play caller, because that has happened, you lean on it a little bit more. You don't go totally away from running the football, but you do say, guess what? We can throw it. We can throw it well with a whole lot of confidence.
Back to throw again. Completes it to Coleman. And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. Give him 9 there on the first down completion. They're going to hurry back to the line now.
And the hitch route is run really well. That jab step off the line of scrimmage by the receiver, which is designed to back up the defender.
Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. Short of the sticks after that completion, and now it's third down for this offense. Again, he'll drop to throw. This will be caught just inside the 10. A 5-yard gain, and now they're set up first and goal. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. And here comes play number 6 on this drive. They'll look to throw again. That's caught at the 1. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Cleveland. Their big tight end. His first touchdown here of the new campaign. And this is good, and it makes it a 9-3 ball game. And the Browns are able to cash in for 6. Now Catanzaro after the touchdown to kick it away. This will be fielded at the 6. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. As Seattle now ready to march out of the field. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
And on the ground they go with a running back. And he'll take this up near the 35, maybe the 34. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be second down. And now it looks like they're going to be in the hurry-up. And they'll go ground game here with a tailback. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. So as they take it over, we step aside. And they line up now for what will likely be the last play of the first half. Final play of the half. It's Wilson. And he's going to go down. Couldn't get a throw off with the pressure. Maybe that was for the best, as that brings us to the end of this first half of play. So both teams have their marching orders, and we'll get going again here in quarter number 3. This one taken from the 7. And he'll They'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. And out now come the Seahawks. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the second half, and we've got the football. Let's go ahead and punch it in, and then we'll take it from there.
See how that recipe works. Give them 18 on that one, and it'll give the Seahawks a first down.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice gain.
Offense looking to avoid a 3rd and long. It's 2nd and 10. 2nd and 10 now. Wilson. He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. It's a loss of 2. Now 3rd down. Well, they tried to swing it out left into the flat. Complete, but really nice open field tackling.
And they played that one like a great boxer. They were on their toes on that one. They weren't back on their heels reacting to the play. No, they saw it, came right for it, and made a nice tackle for lost yardage.
Throwing is Wilson. From the left side, it's complete. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this into enemy territory across the 40. And quickly, they get to the line. They'll throw on first down with Wilson. This complete to Lockett. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down. Again, Wilson. It's caught. Lockett. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
Completed pass on 2nd down. Now it's 3rd down as the defense looks for the stop. Play action. It's Wilson. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he picks up the first down yardage as he takes this one down to the 15.
When you execute a drag or a crossing route really well and give them a chance to let it develop a little bit, you can gain some significant yardage hitting your tight end on that one.
Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. They'll give it to him right up the gut. And he stopped after only a yard, taking it down to the 14. Zach Kerr, the big defensive tackle, the one to get him down.
Well, you know that old expression, it's not my night? It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. The intended target, Doug Ball. And that'll make it 3rd down. Well, he challenged the play. It did not pay off.
And that means he lost a timeout in that challenge.
And as a coach, you hate that. Don't know if you took the advice of the player, you threw it yourself, but it didn't go your way.
At the end of the day, it all comes back to the head coach. He has the final determination on whether to actually challenge the play or not. In this case, it didn't pay off for him.
And that's got to be so heartbreaking. You throw that flag, you probably feel really confident, and then all of a sudden, boom, you lose the challenge.
Yeah, when you take a look at it, you're throwing that flag because you believe you're going to be right. And when it comes back the other way, you have to regroup.
Oh, he left this one out to the right. That's a bad miss. No good. And this score will stay right where it is. Well, close game, second half. You obviously hate to leave 3 out on the field.
Especially in a game like this when you know points are hard to come by. That was one of their best opportunities so far, and they come away with nothing.
A first down carry now for Crowell. Up past the 25 to the 26, a gain of 5.
In my book, that's running the ball well but with intelligence. How about him keeping the clock moving, staying in bounds?
Yeah, even though it's the third quarter, you're thinking ahead, aren't you? This is where your running game can really help you with a lead in the second half.
I agree totally. It's not just end-of-the-half situations that you worry about the clock. It's throughout the game. And with a lead, stay in bounds. Make them fight harder to try and catch you.
And a nice gain of 21 yards.
Quarterbacks love slant routes because the receivers are breaking right into their line of vision, and receivers love them as well because they're getting the ball on the move and able to catch it and try and get upfield and gain additional yardage.
A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down.
And frankly, Brandon, we're talking about things I'm not sure we ever thought we'd talk about in the NFL, and a lot of that is the speed at the linebacker position. A lot of these guys in college, they were safeties. They moved them up to outside linebacker to combat the spread offenses, and now we're seeing it in the NFL. Those same guys using their speed to make plays in the backfield, similar to that one. When you hear screen, screen, screen on defense, that's a little bit scary because you know a big play might result.
He was so ready to get to part 2 of the screen, he forgot part 1, couldn't get the ball.
And the Seahawks had a couple of extra DBs going with the dime look here.
Indeed, 6 on the field. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
You know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is, that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline. And this will be out of bounds. Now it's a question of where they'll mark it. And they'll say it crosses at the 11-yard line. As Seattle now ready to march out of the field. And they had compiled a pretty long drive last time. Unfortunately, though, it ended with no points after the missed field goal.
And that can hurt the psyche of the team because as they drove downfield, you know you're never supposed to count points in your mind until they go up on the board. But let's face it, we've been there. We've seen teams before. They were counting on those points. They didn't get them. Can they come back now, start over again, and grind it out?
Now a handoff as they run left side. And he's going to be taken down right at about the 15-yard line. Just a gain of a yard there, and now it'll be 3rd down.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
Defense sinking pass. They've got the nickel set out on 3rd and 6. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. 9 yards on the play and a 1st down. Back now in Seattle, Washington. It's the Seahawks with possession of the football, but they do trail here to begin quarter number 4. First down and 10 now for the offensive group. On 1st down, Wilson surveying the field. And almost intercepted. It would have been his 2nd pick of the game. Instead, it'll be 2nd down.
Oh, man, that was close. The opportunity to change momentum, big play, right in his hands, unable to come down with it.
A sigh of relief, no doubt, on offense that that fell harmlessly to the ground. Second down now after the incompletion. Second and 10. It's Wilson again. Finding time. Being chased out left. And avoids the contact by sliding. 12 yards there as they move the chains.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the 3rd one, he decided better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
Offense comes to the line now, 1st and 10. 1 receiver left, 2 to the right. Now Wilson on 1st down. He's going to hit his man out of the backfield, complete. It's a gain of 5, and it'll make it 2nd down.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
And here comes play number 6 on this drive. On second down, Wilson throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. It's a 7-yard gain there, and it's good enough to move the chains.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
Throwing now, Wilson on first down. Going down the middle, and it's complete. 22 yards on the pickup there. And that'll be good for a Seattle first down. He had time, was able to survey the field and find a soft spot in that zone coverage.
And that's where it gets difficult for a defender, Brandon. You go to your spots on the field that you have to cover, and when the offense finds an area that you're not in, that's where they throw the football.
Throwing is Wilson. And is this intercepted? It is. It's intercepted. Picked off by Jamar Taylor. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. They've got the lead. Last time had to punt it, though. What's the key to this drive?
I think it's leverage.
Leverage.
Big guys up front. You know the motivational speech on the sideline is, guys, give us an opportunity. Protect the passer, create space for our runners, and let's go ahead and get these guys. Low man wins. Let's go do it on this drive.
We'll watch that leverage on this drive. It's a gain of 14 there, and the Browns are going to have a first down.
And that run was what a lot of people call an explosive run. Gave them good yardage, solid yardage. They feel good about the whole thing, and they did it behind a 2 tight end set. It's always interesting to watch what offenses want to do with the 2 tight ends. Sometimes they line them up together for a power set. Sometimes they put one on each side of the line of scrimmage to balance things out. No matter what, though, when you see 2 tight ends on the field, your first thought is to think run. In this case, the offense was able to run successfully.
They come up in an offset eye. Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down.
On any passes in the middle of the field, anyone who's going after the football is going to be conscious that it's probably going to be contested and often physically. Sometimes that leads to drops.
Offense trying to avoid stalling out, facing a 3rd and 10. They're going to look to throw. Steps away. Now he'll throw deep left side. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this into enemy territory across the 40. And the young buck showing that ability, that agility to dance outside of the pocket, complete the deep ball.
And don't think for a second that the coaching staff didn't have their heart rate accelerate a little bit there, right? Anytime you have those young quarterbacks and they get outside of the pocket, you're just hoping that they make good decisions because so many things can happen that can go wrong when you throw it downfield like that. He got away with it there and in a big way.
No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. And now the Seahawks are going to call another timeout. That's going to leave them with just 1 remaining here in this 4th quarter. Getting late here in the 4th, and if this team has any chance to win this football game, their defense obviously needs a stop here.
Here we go.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. And Matthews over the middle with a grab. And play is stopped here. Timeout. It's the defense calling the timeout here. So that will leave them with no timeouts left. Still plenty of time on the clock. We'll see how that affects things here in this 4th quarter. And the offense here just looking to stay in bounds, complete the short passes, and put this game on ice. Back to throw here. And he fires one, but incomplete. The intended target was Corey Coleman. And now it's 4th down. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. This to perhaps salt this one away. And this one is going to just tuck into the bottom left corner as he gets it to go. And the lead stretches to 9. It's now 12-3. So a big one there as that gives them a little cushion.
And you know, here in the 4th quarter, the fact that they were able to bleed some time off the clock and put points on the board, even if it's only 3, that could turn out to be the drive that ultimately wins them the game.
And the Seahawks get ready to trot out on the field. Looked like they had something going last drive. Then the interception happened. Will they recover?
The memory they need to keep with them is that they did have something going. They were moving the ball on offense, had a nice sequence going. Don't worry about the other part. You can't get that back. Let's go back to what you were doing well before. I
thought you were going to say they need to have no memory, but remember the good part, forget the bad.
I like that even better.
On first down, Wilson. And unable to connect on the long pass. It falls down incomplete. Unable to connect on the first down pass play. Now it's second down. Again on 2nd and 10. It's Wilson. He's got time. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
Looked like they had an opportunity for a big play across the middle, but he didn't have the concentration or the focus necessary and dropped it before he could haul it in.
And on 3rd down, the Browns going to go with a nickel set. On 3rd down, Wilson. He's got the hook up here on the comebacker, complete. A good pickup there, 22. And a two-score game, obviously. Every play, every 3rd down, like we saw there, magnified, big pickup.
It was a huge pickup. What they really want, though, is to not even get to 3rd down. They've got to maximize time and conserve as much as possible.
And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Time for a break. We'll come back to wrap this one up after this. So the defense has put them in a tough spot. It's 2nd and long. On 2nd down, Wilson. They'll lock it with a grab over the middle. And all the way in, touchdown Seattle. Tyler Lockett, his first touchdown of the new season. And the Seahawks able to make this a close game again.
And they put it in the end zone, which was job 1. Now they have to convert, and then it's decision time, isn't it?
Yeah, this is what all teams go through. You look at the clock, you're inside 2 minutes, look at your timeouts, make that onside kick decision.
Yeah, how do you feel about your defense, where you are in terms of the scoreboard, and the time left on the clock, as you noted, so many things to go through.
They had to go for it with no timeouts remaining, though now. This one's as good as over.
They gave it an effort. They tried their best, did everything they could to try and get the ball on the onside kick. You're exactly right. They had to try it. It was their only option. And now this game is done. Just take it, kneel, and call it a day.
The Browns in victory formation now as they take the knee. They go down to a knee and a sigh of relief as they are into the win column for the first time this year. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th. The Browns send out their punter now. He's been terrific so far. Well, Charles, the forecast called for rain throughout the entire game, and we got rain throughout the entire game. But these two teams, they had fun getting dirty out there. They love the slop.
Did you trust the forecast ahead of time? Are you one of those guys that's skeptical about it, or did you trust it?
But when I saw just a big blob of green on the radar, I said, okay, let's trust.
Yeah, and that's why I'm glad you took my advice. Got your notes laminated, because, you know, open-air booth, That rain can affect us as well, although not as much as the guys on the field. But let's face it, it's kind of fun to watch these types of games, isn't it?
It is. By the way, how impressive is it that you travel with a laminator? I didn't even know there was a portable laminator.
The things that you learn.
Golly, wise beyond his years. So for the Browns, they're into the win column now as they move to 1-2 on the young season. And they'll be able to enjoy this one through the bye week before they get back at it again. Meanwhile, for the Seahawks, they will fall to a similar mark at 1-2. And they'll get the extra week to think about this one as they return to action in 2 weeks' time. That'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our hardworking crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL